What's up, guys? Welcome back, man. Long awaited video. Trying to get things back up to speed and normal for videos. Still a couple things left to do. Normally, I have like an intro video and things like that, which some of those things may not matter to you guys, and some of it does. It just clears things up, makes things look a little better, and then just kind of getting the webcam up and going. Right now, I'm using a different webcam, one that kind of comes with the computer. So um, next time, most likely, I'll have the other webcam up and going. But anyway, wanted to get a video out today for the just big ass crazy 13 game slate after a ridiculous 2 game slate yesterday. I kind of hate the way they do these things. I wish they just kind of had them half and half instead of having huge games and then the other, because it makes it harder, especially when you play. If you're like me, you play like a 20 line max tourney. Makes things a little harder to kind of get things evened out. Where do you want to play? Where do you want to go heavy? Where do you want to go light? And where do you want to take some shots and things like that. So, if you're new to the video, my name is Doug. Name of the channel is Jackpot DFS. Put out daily content basically for NBA, NFL when it's happening. We'll try to get in some other things eventually, but I'm just kind of getting back started up again. Most of you that's been watching for a while know that I've been diagnosed with cancer. Still have that going on. Still dealing with that, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm hoping that at least for the meantime, I can kind of just keep that on a steady stability, and hopefully things keep trending in the right direction. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe to the video so you guys know when I go put new videos up. Usually don't go live, but we'll try to do that here in the future. Anyhow, also, I will be using a nifty tool called Draftboard, a draft dashboard that I like to use to get my data. Makes things so much easier. Right now, you can try draft dashboard for 30 days for just $1. I think even you may even be able to try it for free right now for 30 days. Don't quote me to that, but I think that's a promotion that's running right now. I will put that in the description of the video. If you guys aren't using, things like this to put your lines up and you're just guessing or just taking shots here and there, give this a whirl, man. This is terrific. This will give you, it gives you the last 5 games against the opponent they're facing today. It gives you value, gives you kind of projections, gives you ownership. Even has a lineup optimizer in there included that you can use to build up to 150 lines for Draftkings or FanDuel. So it's a great tool to have. There's terrific tools on here to use that I suggest everybody give it a whirl, at least try it for 30 days and things like that. And then again, that stuff is in the description of the video. I'll also link my Twitter. A lot of times I'll put the if there's any kind of news that we're waiting on, injury statuses, which generally with the NBA, you know how that goes. Every single day there's something going on. COVID's rampant. Um, Anything like that. Guys are questionable to play, etc. Sometimes there'll be minutes, feed in there of guys coming back, what they're going to kind of play, etc. Sometimes these coaches lie and they'll tell you they're going to play 15 minutes, then they end up playing 25. You just kind of take that for what it's worth. There's not anybody that's going to be able to tell you that except for the coach himself, what he's going to play the players. So that's kind of out of DFS hands. That's kind of a shot in the dark kind of thing. But anyway, getting a look at our 13 game slate today, I'm just going to kind of go, it's so many games and it would take forever to go through every single game, game by game. So I'm going to give you a rundown of the guys who I love today at individual positions and see where we're kind of at with that. But starting off at our point guard position, obviously guys I like today, LeBron is one of those guys I like today. He has a 53% shot of hitting 5 times his salary today. 50% shot on FanDuel. He's at 1.49 fantasy points per minute, and that's at a 4.7 times value clip here. And his projection is at 52.9 today. Do like LeBron. LeBron, they finally put him back for a couple days there. They had him on center only, which I'm glad they've changed that. There's some other guys I kind of like for cheaper today as well. Also like Luka today. Luka's projected for 51.8. projection. He's coming into low ownership, so if you want to take some shots, you think Luka might get up there. His last couple against Toronto, he's had a 58 and a 54. 59% shot to hit that today, so great play in my opinion. There's some other great shots today as well. You can look at Trey Young today. Trey Young is coming in at 16% ownership on Draftkings today. He has a 56% shot to hit his projection today at 5x as well. So 49.2 projection coming in, as well as Devontae Murray is also coming in at 47.8, 62% chance of 1.2 fantasy points per minute at a 4.9% value, coming into 18% ownership. Looking at some other plays that are cheaper today, I love LaMelo Ball. Also 57% chance to hit today at 44.6 projection score. He's coming in a low ownership. If he goes over that, he's put a 45 up last time against Boston. I think the last game they played Boston, he got sick and didn't play kind of last minute. So that's a great value today. He's coming in at a cheap price at $8,700. But there's some other guys to love today. There's also SGA. There's also I also like Russell. So it's going to be hard to choose today which guards you kind of play. I suggest doing like a mix, kind of hit and miss. Not all. Don't put all your eggs in a basket on one guy. And there's some value guys that I really like today as well. Jalen Suggs has been hitting pretty good here lately too. He's got a 54% chance of hitting today at a 22.1, save you some salary at 4,700. Also, Pat Bev, I like it a little bit more. And also Jordan Clarkson, because Jordan Clarkson, obviously Mike Conley, they're going to be dealing with Mal Mitchell today. He's going to be out for concussion protocol, so that should be, I believe, their top players today as far as, and not to mention they're playing Houston, which is terrible indeed. So great. The only issue with that is the ownership's going to be really high on them. So if you think you can get different and get by them guys, that's where you kind of differentiate yourself in tournaments. A guy like that's really close in their salary, like Maxey, who could pass Conley. A guy like Derek White, kind of close. They're all projected pretty good today. So guys like that as well. So looking down to see, we know we're still waiting on news for Brogdon today. Also like Cunningham today. Not as much as those other guys, but I do like him as a shot in the dark guy today. Reggie Jackson also at 6,000 today. He's another one of them guys you can differentiate from the Conley ownership. He's only coming in at 2% ownership today. And he's projected for 61% hit today at 26.6. So if you look at that in the Conley here, let's see. Conley coming at 28 point. He's coming in a little bit better projection wise. However, let's just say he comes in at 25 and Reggie Jackson comes over at 33.5, then you know there you differentiate yourself in the field. Just an explanation for guys who don't understand exactly what that means. I know that if you're just starting out in DFS, that can be confusing. I lost a ton of money not understanding those kind of things in the very beginning, but now obviously in the game a few years, you live and you learn with those kind of things. But looking down to see if there's any kind of value today. One guy that's shooting out a lot of projections for me today, and he's not rating very well today, but I do think a couple of these guys can be great, great savings today that you can kind of take a shot in the dark on. Is Bones Highland. He's been playing a lot of minutes. You can't stick your guns to that because you just don't know what he's going to play. A lot of kind of blowout potential depends on that, but he has been getting minutes. He's been getting minutes over Capazzo here lately on Denver. So just look at a few games. Not great here against LA because he probably wasn't getting the minutes. However, the last 3 games he has been getting minutes. His usage is really up. He's been getting minutes 22, 32, 36 the past 3 games, and then a 28 of 50 and a 23 the past 3. So he's only 3,800 today, so a nice shot as well. Another guy to keep an eye on with you've got some injury and concussion, COVID protocols going on with Memphis today. So a guy like Tyrus Jones, keep an eye on an injury news or COVID news and see who starts with them because you could get a start from Tyrus Jones and some other guys. So just keep an eye on for that stuff today because he could be a nice value play today at 3,900 with Tyrus Jones as well. it just depends on who starts. A lot of these things. So if if you have a guy like Brogdon out, maybe Kiefer Sykes gets some more playing time today, or Washington. You just never know. I know Duarte is going to be playing today and stuff like that. So you just have to keep an eye on that stuff and see who starts, because the coaches could be weird. Another guy that has a shot, although he's not a great fantasy guy, is George Hill. $3,100 on fan or DraftKings, excuse me. 53% chance he'll hit today. 16 points for projection. So not the greatest thing in the world, but if he gives you those savings, you can get to those big studs that gives you those massive ceilings. Playing guys like these, so sometimes it's worth taking shots in the dark on guys like that. However, so moving on to our shooting guards that we really like today. There's going to be one that stands out above the rest. There towards the value today that is just projecting crazy good for the salary. Looking around though, obviously you can play Van Fleet at point guard or small guard or shooting guard. 55% chance he can hit off today at 45.2 today. You can also play LaMelo Ball in the shooting guard position here. Guys I like is like Anthony Edwards. He projects great today. 58% chance he'll hit today. 5x his salary at 38.7. He's only right now 33% ownership. Him and Russell both look great today. I know they got foul trouble yesterday, but they should be better today against Atlanta. And it also has the biggest projection on the slate for team totals today. So something to keep your eye on. Tyler Hero looks great today, coming in at negative 1% ownership. 53% chance he'll hit today at 34.7 as well. And then you also have, some other smatterings of guys. Will Barton also projects pretty well today, 28.4, 65% chance he'll hit today. And then like Hardaway, Duarte, all these guys look good today. Even a guy like Noel, who's been ramping up, getting minutes here for Minnesota. He's been playing really well, and he's really cheap at 3,700. Also, the guy who projects really, really well today, who's going to garner a lot of ownership today, is DeAnthony Melton. He has not played well. However, it's a good shot that he starts today and plays in place of with those injuries guys out like Bain and all that. So Melton is $3,700. He's had a 70% chance today to hit his 5x salary. That's pretty damn good. It's one of the best you're going to see today. He may be one of the better plays on the slate today. For some reason he doesn't start, then that worries me, and then I may get off of him and kind of go elsewhere. But keep an eye on the news. Another guy I like is Beasley. There's some other guys to look at here. Just scrolling on the list. You're also going to have like Ingles. He'll get some super playing time today with Mitchell out and stuff. And then random guys that are cheap. Duncan Robinson, 56% chance he can hit his 5x his salary today. Looking down. I mean, that's pretty much it. You're kind of waiting on news. You're kind of waiting on Gary Trent. You're still waiting on Kelly Oubre. Luke Kennard. I'm not too interested in the Clippers today, but, those are guys you can kind of take a look at. Alex Caruso should be back today. What he plays, who knows? Only 4,800 though. But just looking down, I don't really see anybody else. Ingles, Melton, those type of guys you're going to get. Ingles is really a tough play because he really has a hard time getting fantasy points. However, with Mitchell out and Conley out there instead, may give him some more opportunities. So he may be one of those guys that can surprise you today. Nonetheless, let's move on to small forwards. Jason Tatum ranks really good for me today. 56% chance he can hit his salary. And then Jimmy Butler looks great today. Great. He goes coming in like 11% ownership. Uh, Other guys, Jalen Brown as well. Going up against Hornets, they don't really play much defense. I am a Hornets fan. They don't play a lot of defense, and it's a high-paced game. So, great spot, as well as Hayward, and a good spot for the Hornets. Barnes, OG and Obi. Barnes is at a 65% chance he'll hit today. He's coming in at less than 1% ownership. That's 6 times his salary. So there's a lot of guys today. If you just get these guys to do what they need to do for you, they look great. And coming in at the ownership, I'm going to try to get to some of these guys who are not getting the ownership they deserve, like Barnes, 65% chance. He's got a 74% chance on FanDuel. 6 times his value is really great. So, and at that ownership, lets you get away from a guy like Bogdanovic, who should be good today as well. But, you know what Barnes does for you. And that's easy ways to just pivot away from that kind of ownership to differentiate yourself today. Other guys, Tim Hardaway, Chris Duarte for Indiana tonight. 58% chance today as well. Deontay Hunter, who's really been doing good. He is picking up quite a bit of ownership, but he's been really great since they, especially now that they traded. Who did they trade? Fuck. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. But anyway, traded him to New York. He's getting that small forward, power forward kind of role now. Gallinari is another guy to like for Atlanta today. That big points total game today. Looking at some value here for these guys. I'll even like Eric Gordon as a stab. He's playing good minutes. He's cheap, 5,000, so don't mind that. Grayson Allen, another guy to like, especially if he starts for Milwaukee. Don't mind him. Another guy to keep an eye on is Terrence Davis. He could get the start today. If he does, then he played 37 minutes last game. And then you'll have Halliburton out tonight, so he could get the start at 5,300. That could be another great play. And I'll put him on my interested box there. Forget the news he's starting, lock him in, man. 5,300 is great. Scored 41 fantasy points last game out. And we all know Detroit isn't stopping anybody, so should be a great spot. Another guy to keep your eye on is Conchar for Memphis today. He could very well start in place of Bane today. He had an explosion game not too long ago and he grabbed like 17 boards. It was crazy. A couple other guys you can just take shots on: Doug McDermott, Torrey Gregg, Chetty Osman. All those guys are grading out good today, but not getting the ownership. Garrison Matthews. It's got Ingles here getting crazy amount of ownership. But yeah, you see, you got plenty of guys to pivot from, or pivot to that you can obviously change your. You don't want to play Joe Ingles. You'd rather play somebody else in that area than you can. You've got options today, which is the one advantage of it being a 13-game slate is that if everybody puts their ducks in a row and says, okay, we're going to play a shit ton of Utah, and Utah blows them out, underperforms, etc., you pivot elsewhere and then they explode. You've differentiated yourself from the field. So that's 101 ways to differentiate yourself in DFS. Looking at the power forwards, obviously you can use Tatum over here. I would normally like Sabonis, but with that price tag, I don't. I'd just rather go elsewhere today. Even though Turner is out, I'd still rather go elsewhere today. Other guys grading out good. John Collins, he's in that big pace-up game. 61% chance he could hit today. 50% chance on FanDuel, 33.2 projection today at 4.5 times his salary, coming at about 9% ownership. Other guys, Harrison Barnes, Darius Baisley, shot in the dark kind of guys that are coming in at 58% chance he could hit his today at 4 times his salary. Other guys, Kevin Love, 62% chance he can 5x his salary today at 26.9 is his projection today. Not getting a crazy amount of ownership. Keldon Johnson, Al Horford. Really, with Al Horford, I think Williams will be back today. I'm not as interested in Horford. He's just not been good with Williams on the floor, and he kind of takes the back seat to Williams. So, Delanito Gallinari, also in that Atlanta-Minnesota game, 53% chance he hits today. 4.8 times his salary, 21.2 projection today, getting about 12% ownership. Looks good today. Other guys, Reggie Jackson Jr., looking towards some value here now. Let's see. Not a ton of value in the power forwards. One guy to mention, PJ Washington. He's been getting a little bit more minutes here lately, so he's coming in at 63% shot. He could 4.7 his salary today, 22.4. Metu, not interested in, even though he's projecting pretty good. I think Holmes is back today, and I think that cuts into him, so I wouldn't play him today. Just looking down to see if there's anybody else. Pat Connaughton, if he gets some plenty of minutes, if he plays like 26 minutes, it's worth a shot. He's coming in at 56% chance, 56 on FanDuel as well. He could boom his salary here today. Looking down the list here, still got some questionable tags on like Wendell Carter, Carmelo Anthony. So you can tell there's not really anybody down here that looks appealing. All right, well, we'll move on to centers. Quick video, guys. We can just zoom, and as you can see, I'm just kind of pointing out guys that I really like today. Obviously, Jokic, if you can get there, get there. 58.4 projection today. Now I have Giannis coming in at 58.3. I mean, take your pick. My guess is Giannis fails before Jokic does. Giannis has the last 5 games. He didn't play one of those games, but he's pretty much being close to that score every time on an average. Jokic the same. Against last 5 games against the Clippers, 52, 34, 34, I'm going to guess he either got hurt or there was a blowout. 63, 74, and a 51. I love Jokic today. Love Giannis too, but if I had to choose, I'm obviously going to go Jokic just because I know he's going to get there more times than not. Another guy to like is Embiid. With those other guys, it's projecting so much well, I probably won't get too much Embiid at that price. Karl Anthony Towns in that pace-up spot against Atlanta looks really great today at 9,500. Last game out against, or last 5 against Atlanta, he had a 61, a 43, and a 66. Sign me up for some of that. 54% shot. He'll 5x his salary today at 47.2. He's only coming in at 10% ownership, so I really like that to get there. A lot of guys are going, obviously, to Gobert, which is reasonable, but there's a good shot. You just got to think outside the box here that if these guys blow them out, then Gobert may not get there. So, but it's a good shot. And, he's not hit 50 last 5 against Houston, 24, 44, 47, 40, and a 38. 64% chance he'll 5x his salary at 45.3 projection. So, lovely spot. The question is blowout risk. So, for me on that one. Jared Allen looking great today. Christian Wood. John Collins looks great again in that Atlanta-Minnesota game. 61% chance he'll 5x his salary, close to it. 48 to 34, 17 and 26 against Minnesota. Portal looks good. Not my favorite today, but he looks good. He had a nice game last night, I believe. Other guys, Mobamba, kind of depends if Wendell Carter plays. So keep an eye on that news. Another guy I'd like to take some cheap stabs at today is $4,400 Richaun Holmes. He's only $4,400 if he starts and plays more minutes. If he can get around 20 to 30 minutes, that would be fantastic at that price. So, but anyway, he's just coming back. But he's at a 47, 35, and a 31 the last three against Detroit. That's also a 68% chance he hits his value. And then you get Harrell also at 4,800, which nobody's really talking about. 81% chance of 5x his salary today at 27.6. And let's look at the past games against Brooklyn at 43, 14, 29, and 24. So $4,800 price. It is what it is. And then Steven Adams also looking pretty good today as well. So, and he's had some nice games against Milwaukee. So this guy's to look at. Kevin Love again. Wouldn't play Drummond just because he's going to back up. Wouldn't play Horford. The next guy on my list that looks really good, he's power forwards. I believe he's power forward center eligibility. But nonetheless, I'm not even going to pronounce this guy's name. Okenya Okongwu. I hope that's good. $4,600 price. He should start today with Capella out. This guy is he got 35 minutes out there last time. Value play of the day. Maybe the best play on the slate today for the price. $4,600. Can't really beat that. 55% chance he 5X's his salary for a 24.7 projection score today. 28% is not enough. I feel like you can get over that today. Really set you up and get some studs in there. Great spot. Looking down, if there's any more guys that I really like here, don't mind Portis against Memphis. 33 and 33 is 6, a 12, and a 7. But he probably wouldn't get in the playing time. So, other guys I like, Stewart had a nice game yesterday. He's had some decent games against Sacramento, 25 and 42 and a 28. Lyles, you just never know what you're going to get. This guy could come out and play 31, he could play 17. Or I guess they're splitting minutes up the middle, but I think it's just a hot hand. Stewart had the hot hand yesterday, so he got the more playing time. So that's the kind of thing, it's risky business, but take it for what it will. I don't think you'll get much time for Lynn with Holmes and all that back. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Brisket has a chance. There's Gaga that has a chance today because they'll play the backup for Miles Bridges. Pay attention to who starts and all that stuff for the game times later on today. I'll usually post fantasy NBA updates as lineups come out and news and different things. If you pay attention to my Twitter, if you're not following me over there, do that. So you can follow me on Twitter. I'll also always post my videos over there as well. But looking down there, that's pretty much it today. Obviously, you're gonna get a lot of different looks today. There's gonna be a lot of choices to make today. If you're playing single lines, I'd definitely get the Okowu, Melton in there and kind of go from there. Honestly, you can play chalk and just differentiate yourself in one spot. So, say Joe Ingles is going to be 40% owned, you go up $100 and play somebody else at that same position at 3,800 that also has a good matchup today, and they outscore Ingles. Then you differentiate yourself, and that's enough to climb the field. So, or get you a good shot at GPP wins. But that's it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of fast, kind of straight to the point, but that's just kind of how we want to be. We don't want to draw out and listen to a video for an hour and a half and go through all the audibles and different things. You know, some of us don't have that kind of time, and I get that, and I try to get straight to the point and give it straight to you guys. Anyway, guys, like I said before, if you guys have not liked and subscribed, please do so. Also, share the video, man. That always helps get it out to family and friends, people who also play video DFS that you know that may need some help or want to take a look at advice I have to give as well. Uh, Also, try Draft Dashboard, man. Great tool. If you can use it for $1 or get it free for 30 days, it's worth it to try out and use these tools. It's going to make your life hell of a lot easier, and you're not going to pay a fortune. And a lot of times you run into, like, especially people with, you know, they're playing 10 to 20 bucks a day. They don't want to play all their money, and I understand that. You got family to worry about, especially with the world the way it is today, jobs and things like that. If you want to play $1 and you want to spend a lot of money on a optimizer and things like that, hey man, this is your place, because this is going to give you a cheaper tool. And even after that 30 days, it's still cheaper. I don't remember the exact price. I want to say it's around 30, but I could be wrong. Still way cheaper than the competitors. So to get all this outlook and research that you're going to find here, this all in one place, easy for you to do. Just take a 5-minute look, put a line together, and send it out, man. It's really super easy and easy to understand. So take a look at that. And I will have my Twitter. I will have the description in the video. I'll also have the stuff for Draft Dashboard as well, for a link for you to sign up for that. Anyway, guys, take care, man. We'll see you guys soon, and good luck tonight. We'll see you later.